Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. Good evening. Good evening. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that I received, and the translation of that message, it reads like this. Hello, Brother Nashi, how are you? Can you please post my own story as hidden identity? So I have not slept in the past 3 days. It is because I am under the possession of a demon. When it is during the day, at least it is better. I can sleep better during the day. But when it is in the evening, I cannot even sleep. I really do not know what am I supposed to do. And I want your listeners to assist me. I hope that there are people that are powerful enough that can pray for me, so that the devil can release me, the devil can set me free. Because as for now, I am a prisoner of the devil, and people out there, they do not even understand what it means to be a prisoner of the devil. It is not a place where you want to be. When you are under the possession of a demon, your life is like hell, like living in hell. And these things that have been happening in my life to other people out there, they'll think that maybe it is just a story out of a movie, but it is something that is happening to me. Usually it starts soon after the sun would have gone down. And what pains me right now is that I had been promised that I was going to make a lot of money. I did went to Zim. Look, I am from Zim. I spoke with different traditional healers, and some of them, there was even proof that they revealed to me that this is the person that I gave these charms so that he can become a ritualist. So I worked really hard at the place where I was working before. I had told my boss that I did not want to work for him anymore, for he was unable to give me the kind of a salary that I deserved. I said all of those words after he had asked me if I was going to be able to renew my work permit. And I said, work permit? Why are you saying that you want me to renew my work permit when you know very well that once I renew the work permit, then I will need to get registered? And I know that you can never have a worker, any of your workers, to be registered because you do not want to pay us our salaries. And the reason as to why I was being stubborn like that, unlike before, it was because I knew that now I had a choice. When someone has a choice, they can tell you whatever that they want. Before, I had a choice when I just knew that if this man starts to tell me that he wants me to apply for a work permit, then it will mean that I cannot work for him anymore. And I used to beg my boss. We used to work during weekends, what they used to call donkey boss. When you go to work on a weekend and you are not going to get paid for it, they call it donkey boss. You are just thanking him for the job that he has given you. You do not get paid for that. And some of the people that I was working with, they used to hate me a lot because they knew that whenever you would say that we are supposed to go to work on a weekend, some people would lie and then they would say that they have other plans. But as for me, I would be so thankful and I would say I would rather go to work because I was so thankful that my boss had given me this job, even though he knew that I did not have the proper documents. So after that, that was when I told my boss the real truth, and I told him that even though I was working for him, there was no way that I was going to waste even some of my money just to go around looking for a place where they do those permits. Because of the money that he was giving to me, it was not enough. That is what I told my boss. He was even shocked by what I told him because he had never seen me like the other side of the coin. He used to know me as a person that would beg him whenever he would say that I am supposed to do this and that, and then I'll just do it without ever asking him twice. But on that day, I shocked him and I said, look here, boss, I am not going to lie to you and tell you that I am going to try to get a work permit when I know that I can't get it. So it is up to you to fire me, because I had a plan. I knew that if I go back to Zim, I was going to be able to get a job, but I was so wrong, Brother Nashi. If I had known, I was going to beg my boss to take me back. But on my way, I went to Zim, and already I had been given proof that I was going to become rich, like the way that other people that this man had assisted were already rich. I arrived in Zim, and then I went to Mhondoro. That is the place where this man is staying, the traditional healer. When I arrived in Mhondoro, I saw that he had very beautiful cars that were parked there, and I said, if this man have all of these cars, what it means is that he is someone that knows what he is doing. So it means that I am at the right place. I am going to be able to make money, and I am never going to regret life. I even told my friends that they should just have kissed me goodbye, because there was no way that I was ever going to return back to South Africa. I felt so embarrassed returning back to South Africa, even though I had said there is no way that I will ever return back to South Africa, because I was going to become so rich, filthy rich, so much that I would even employ other people in South Africa. But here I am back at the place where I used to stay. I even asked my landlord to just help me so that at least I can stay at her house just for a few months without paying rent, because life was very hard. But still, I just want to thank God that at least it is far much better that I managed to get a job. And now I am working, but I am just working as a gardener, as painful as it is, with all the money that I used when I went to do all of these money-making rituals, and yet nothing came out of it. I went to Mhondoro, and then that traditional healer told me that in order for me to become rich, he was going to take me to this other village. And late at night, yes, we went to that village. And then he told me that we were supposed to steal a goat. So we stole a goat. Then we went into the bushes. He said I was supposed to sleep with that goat until it would have died. I slept with that goat throughout the night. It did not die. He then said, we are going to take it back to my village. So we walked almost throughout the night, and we arrived at his compound. He then took that goat and he placed it in this other room. It is a thatched hut, and that is where I was sleeping with that goat. The man told me that I was going to stay with that goat until it would have died. It was being starved to death. There was no food that was being given to eat, and no water. So this goat, whenever I would try to eat, it will try to take away the food that I will be eating, and I will beat it up. But I was told that this goat, it had to die whilst my manhood was inside of its private part. Yes, it was what I did. When I saw that the goat was getting weaker and weaker, and in the meantime, I was being given some charms, the charms that can make your manhood to be erect for hours and hours. By the time that this ritual was done, even my manhood, it was so painful and so many bruises, because I would drink that medicine in the morning, and until maybe 12 midnight, my manhood will still be erect here and there. Yes, it will sleep, and then it would wake up again, and then I would have to sleep with that goat until that goat died. And then that man came and he told me that the ritual, since it was done, we were supposed to go and then slaughter that goat on top of a grave. We went and we did that. We slaughtered the goat, and then he told me to cook the meat, and I ate it. After I had ate almost a plate that was full of the goat meat without salt, and then he told me that I was supposed to go and throw everything away back at the graveyard. When we went back, we did not find any evidence that someone had dumped the meat that had been cooked. It was as if there were unseen creatures that had came and ate. Even if it was wild animals, at least they were supposed to leave something, some proof to show that they had eaten the meat that we had left in the graveyard. But it was clean. The whole graveyard was clean. There was no bones, nothing. We took some soil, which I was told that I was supposed to bath with, and then I will start to make money. I was told that the first cash that I was going to make, it was going to be somewhere around 4,000 US dollars. No, that did not even happen. And until I saw that I had been scammed by that man, I returned back to South Africa. If I had been scammed, it was going to be better. But the problem is that the ritual, it worked. I am being chased by demons. Whenever the sun goes down, I start to have this feeling that there is someone that will be sitting right next to me. I can even sit outside because I will be scared to get indoors, because when I get inside, I would even feel that there is someone that is waiting for me to go to bed so that the person can attack me. So I just want to warn other people out there, when you go to do these money-making rituals, it is not a guarantee that you are going to become rich. I thought that I was going to be rich. The people that had helped me to settle down here in South Africa, except for the landlord, I told them that they did not even matter anymore in my life. I was so embarrassed to return back to that location that I am staying with nothing. When I had told people that I am going to leave their country, they think that their country is too special. I am going back home, and when I return back, I am going to come back as a wealthy man. I am going to give employment to other people, so much that even those that say foreigners must leave, they will even beg me to go and collect a South African ID. That is what I used to say even when I was still back home in South Africa. Some of my South African friends, they used to ask me when I was going to return back, because we used to do betting together. So they would confirm where I was, because I had so much luck when it came to betting. Then I would say, I can't come back now, but when I will come back to South Africa, you guys, you are going to beg me to apply for a South African ID because of the money that I'll be making and the money that I'll be having. Right now, I just feel like a useless dog. When I walk around, sometimes I hide when I see people, the ones that I told that I am going to Zim to even do these rituals. I am going to come back as a wealthy man, and I am being tormented by the devil. I can't sleep. There was this other night when I woke up. When I woke up, I saw that I was floating in the air, and then I fell back to the bed. I really do not know what else to do. Whom do I tell this story? My relatives, they do not even know that this is what I did. What kind of a solution can you offer me? For prayer, yes, I want to pray, but I am scared. Demons are quite scary. I don't want to get in their bad books. It is far much better that they know that they are tormenting me day and night. But if I try to fight with them, I don't want to do that, because they can come and beat me up. So to those that are very prayerful, please just pray for me, but whilst you are standing at a distance. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our brother. Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world.